but most of the support that's inside the Java libraries is inside there. This little support jar that's inside here gives you a compatibility library for fragments and a couple other functions between the later versions of Android and earlier versions of Android. So in this particular case, I can mention fragments, which are like subparts of GUIs. I'm not going to talk about those today. It allows you to do side-by-side GUIs, where you can have like a list and a detail view next to each other. Those weren't supported until Honeycomb came out. That's Android 3. I think version 10, API version 10. So this would allow us to use fragments in earlier versions. For example, back in frozen yogurt. Here's the fun place, the resource directory. Now the resource directory has a bunch of different types of resources in it. And if I had a net connection, I'd point you to the resources page on the developer site for Android. But each of these different types of resources will be accessed by ID. And if we take a look at r.layout.activityMain, it's underneath res, layout, activity main. Note that the XML on the end is dropped. So you reference your resources without their file extension. Each of these directories up here, the drawable ones, these are going to reference images. For example, here's my launcher ping. Notice that that same launcher ping file is under all four of these drawable directories. The drawable directories have a suffix on the end of them. These suffixes are very similar to the way that internationalization works in Java. This is saying if my density is high density, low density, medium density, extra high density. And those have some general meanings to them. Each of these icons is just rendered at a different resolution. So for the extra high density, you have a very large image of that ping. Let's see if I can just open him up